everyone, my name is Elizabeth. I am from the weather-challenged state of Indiana, and I identify as polyamorous. So when did I first realize that I was not monogamous? Always, although I did not realize that was an option. I just thought I was a terrible person for having feelings for more than one person at a time. I constantly ended up hurting people because I would act on those feelings a lot of the time, whether it meant leaving somebody for somebody else or cheating sometimes. I thought there was something wrong with me, honestly. But until 5 years ago, when I met my amazing partner, Steven, we did some research and realized, oh, no, polyamory, that's a thing. That's a thing. So, always non-monogamous, identified with for 5 years. What is the best part about being polyamorous? In my poly, it's the feeling of family you get when you see your partners with their non-biological children and it's still family, or even your partners with your metamorphs kids. I just love the extreme amount of family feeling that you get. On the small scale of things, though, I love seeing my partners with their partners. I love seeing that bright, happy smile, that giddy laughter. It's just fun to watch. You know, you watch the movies and you're like, oh, I love this couple, you know, if you're into the gushy romance stuff. And it's just kind of nice to watch it play out before you. And so, that's probably my favorite thing in the whole world. What is the part I struggle most with, or find most difficult? The part I struggle most with is how many different kinds of poly there are. The whole unicorn hunting, which I'm sure there's going to be a video explaining that whole spectrum. The polygamy, or the fetish community, and there's nothing wrong with these things. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. The problem I find with it is when people impose their version of poly on me, and my version of poly is very much a nuclear family. I like to say that my poly is just like monogamy, just bigger. And for some people, that's not their thing. But when they try to tell me that their way is better, or try to make me a part of their poly, which I'm not comfortable with, that bothers me. And of course, not everybody's like that, but it's such an interesting community to be a part of that it does happen. What is the biggest lesson you have learned from being polyamorous? Honesty is key, is more than just a phrase. With any relationship, honesty is such a huge, important thing anyway, but the amount of honesty you need to make a poly relationship work is just amazing. It's every little detail. You need to tell every detail to your partners, be open about the slightest thing, make sure you're discussing things. It's just so important that everything is honest and communicated out in the open. Otherwise, nobody's going to know, and it's going to end up hurting somebody. How do I deal with feelings like jealousy, insecurity, and loneliness? In my polycule, that's a huge red flag. If you are feeling that, or if you sense that any of your partners are feeling that, that for us is a big, hey, we should probably all sit down and have a discussion. So we tend to talk a lot, get our feelings out in the open, lay them on the table, as it were. How do you manage conversations about these difficult feelings? We sit down and talk. I try to make sure that everybody's included, and it's an actual sit down, no phones, no television, no music, just straight on, face-to-face talk. And what's the one thing I wish other people knew about non-monogamy or polyamory? That it's a thing, that it exists. Like I said, I hurt a lot of people because I couldn't understand what I was. But by knowing that polyamory is out there, making polyamory a household word, it will help so many people in the end, and probably make there be a lot less broken hearts. That was terrible grammar. That was awful grammar. Sorry for all you grammar Nazis out there. Just being able to know that something is out there that other people identify with, and that if you feel something for more than one person, it doesn't mean you're crazy. It just means you're different, and that there's other people like you. I think that's the most important thing I wish everybody knew. Anyway,